Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Adam. I'm your host BringItDon, and we're going to talk to the village head, I think. Who's this guy? Before you stands an old man in an old, weathered, but clean jacket. He looks around 60, but very well preserved for someone who lives in the wastes. It seems possible that his real age is closer to 70. His strict face is adorned with a short mustache. What do you need, comrade? I got this letter of recommendation at the tavern. I'm looking for work, you see. Interesting. Let me take a look at that note. Comrade Kovalev takes your note and quickly reads it. You notice that he holds it very close to his eyes. Seems like the vision of this strong old man isn't as good as it was in his prime. Seems that Katya Radchenko believes you can be trusted. Maybe so. In any case, you made an impression, and this is recommendation enough. You notice real warmth in the head's voice when he talks about Katya from the tavern. His tone is almost fatherly. So how about that job? Yes, the job. The head thoughtfully cracks his knuckles. After that, he raises his gaze to you, looking as if he's reached a conclusion. Maybe I have a job for you after all. You probably already heard about the bandit gang that terrorizes our village. Each month they come in to take our supplies away from us. If we don't pay up, they rob and kill our people. We tried fighting them, but to no avail. But now, looking at your honest face, I've come up with a little plan. The head lowers his gaze again. It's hard for you to read him. He is either indecisive or just trying to find the right words. Let's wait silently. The thing is, our village probably has a snitch living in it. A traitor. A rat. I'm sure about this. Someone made a pact with the bandits and tells them everything that's going on around here. But with that said, I can't imagine who that rat is. And the bastard himself knows me and the other villagers too well to get caught. When we hired the mercenaries to protect us, the bandits already knew about it. And each time we trade for a bit of money, they attack. Someone is ratting us out. We're a new face in the region. It should be easy for the rat to trust you. Bring me the identity of the traitor. That is the job. Why do you trust me with that? I could be one of the bandits. The head laughs mirthlessly and appears to shrink a bit before you. His true age becomes more apparent, and you realize he must be much older than 60. I'll tell it to you straight. The village is slowly dying. The drought, the bandits, our young people always leaving. A few more years and we'll be wiped off the map. The old-timers will die and the others will simply scatter. Some might even join the bandits. I really don't like my options, but it's probably our only hope now. A last hope to change something. Fix something. Not to bring back what we lost, but at least buy our settlement a little more time. If it must die, let it die honorably on its own, leaving warm memories in the hearts of the people. What's happening now? That's not even death. It's withering. It's rot. Well, that's not good. It seems we need an investigation. Comrade Kovalev walks up to you. Do you agree or do you decline? Say it straight. I agree. Where should I start? Where do you start? Let me just tell you who in the village I do not suspect. For one, I completely trust my fighting men. Jan and Petya on the south and north gates respectively. They would not work for me otherwise. Trader Yashin may be a suspect. He is new in town, and he obviously has a shady past, but he does so much for the village. He built a shop with his own money, he pays taxes, and he suffers from the bandits like everyone else. Dr. Mikoyan and old Semyon I trust like I would trust myself. We built this village together, you know. They're good people, tested by time and loyal. Comrade Grenkin, the village superintendent, on the other hand, is a cowardly, shifty person. But no, he is too cowardly. He would never work with the bandits. It's much more profitable for him to keep his post in the village. The bandits have no respect for him and would probably shoot him for laughs if he tried to talk to them. Katya and Vasya Radchenko, the owners of the tavern, have no reason to be snitches. They would never do something like that. And the others, I just don't know about the rest. He didn't give me a lot of options. Maybe you could give me some more clues. I suspect that the traitor is a man, not too old, a person that travels from time to time, but is ultimately lazy. The head wrinkles his nose. Those criminal types, they abhor honest labor. They think that only the low people must work, while they act like some aristocracy. Yeah, well, I better start investigating. Before you stands an aging man with an old rifle in his wrinkled hands. He looks at you with mostly concealed interest. Hey, can I ask a few questions? Hey there, ask away and I'll try to get you some answers. What are you guarding? It's the village treasury. We keep the taxes we gather here and use them for the common good. If you got any funny ideas, my friend, I don't recommend trying them out. I may be old, but I'm a great shot. I mean you no harm. Can I ask you something? Like, when did I start recording? Alright. Tell me about yourself. What's there to tell? I'm a simple man. The one thing that makes me special is my aim. I can hit a radioactive spider in the eye socket from 200 paces. That's right. I don't like to brag, you know, but for many years now, I've won the local top marksman contest. Against all these other old people? Okay. Good for you, my man. What's new around the village? Nah, all is well. With our head, there's no time to be lazy or sad. He's a great man. I believe in him. Our whole village believes in him, and his faith is what keeps us all together. Everything is fine. Yeah, it's fine. Have you heard any rumors? Let's say plenty of monsters are seen in the south and the north. Or they say plenty of monsters are seen. Yeah, giant spiders, wasps, and even more dangerous things. Some even settled near the village. I don't know whether they can breed. If they can, we're in trouble. Yeah, I'm gonna go. Alright. So I guess I can't just go back here, right? I can. So is this Grankin? You see a young man with a mustache who's wearing a headpiece. He's fixing a village TV. The man is wrapped up in his work and is paying no attention to you. Although, just when you're about to address him, he jumps as if he were electrocuted and quickly turns to you. Oh, I wish you would sneak up on people like that. What's the matter? How's your work going? No idea. Everything seems to be working, or maybe not. A TV, I've got to say, is too fragile for our land. A radio would have been a better choice, but no, they want to see the picture. It produces a better effect. Darn show-offs. Who are they? Well, our dear fathers of the Chamber of Commerce. They're the bosses of Krasno. They just decided that the best way to demonstrate their power in the wasteland is to show propaganda on TV day and night. Do many people fall for propaganda? Much more than you would think. Think about it. That's TV. The pictures move on their own. It's been very long since people last saw it, and some of them have never seen it at all. The kids even think it's magic. When an important-looking broadcaster from it is telling them something, it's easy to fall for it. Alright, let's ask some questions. The man straightens his back with a crunch, wipes sweat off his forehead, and nods to you amicably. Go ahead, I could use a break. What do you do, if you don't mind me asking? I don't mind at all. I visit farms and villages, make sure all the TVs are working properly. It's no easy job, I've got to tell you. They break all the time, while the local techies can seldom deal with them. What do you do? That's life. Aren't you scared of traveling alone like that? I'm used to it. They gave me a gun so I could protect myself if need be. If I get cornered. Meanwhile, these are my fast feet that save me. So I'm running everywhere like that. Who do you work for? Krasno Chamber of Commerce, we know that. Alright, what do you think about this village? Believe it or not, this is one of the biggest settlements to the north of Krasno. This area is dangerous, of course, but so is everywhere else nowadays. Otherwise, it's a lovely place. The locals are nice, hard-working. I wish all the people could be like them. Then we'd rebuild everything in less than no time. Tell me more about Krasno. It's a great town. It has everything. Pubs and shops. There's a hospital there and a bookstore. They even have their own house of vice. A brothel, as they call it. Wait, do they? Oh, that's Krasno, never mind. How do the town's authorities look at this moral decay? They turn a blind eye to it. Our Krasno is such a place where you can't make a step without bribing someone. The corruption now is even worse than it used to be before the war. But that's for the best. If they followed their own rules, this town would turn into a real prison. How come there's a TV in the village? From Krasno. Several years ago, local men found a warehouse full of pre-war TVs, so they had an idea to restore a TV tower on the Hare Island. They paid shed loads of money, found old TV specialists, trained new ones, including myself. And so it happened, we're rebuilding things the best we can. However, no one yet came up with an idea to produce their own TVs. We live in the old stock. Finding spare parts can be tricky, and if the screen gets broken, you can pretty much ditch the whole TV. After you've disassembled it for spare parts, of course. But we're doing fine so far. You got any rumors? There are 2 seas to the east of here. They say that one of these seas is dried out. There's only a stinky, toxic swamp left in the middle. Where the water used to be, there are just the quicksands and sandstorms. I don't remember what the sea is called, or was called. Something beginning with an A. Actually, shallowing started even before the war, but after the bombs fell, it had no chances. The climate on the whole has changed drastically, and not in a good way. People in the know say that nature is preparing a gift for us all, for the war. Alright, Alright, well, that's everything. So who could we talk to that's young and travels? He said he didn't suspect the doctor. Find the rat village head. How about you? Alright, I'd like to know what you think about the local bandits. The woman puts a hand on her mouth and looks around fearfully. It seems the very topic scares her. Those bandits are terrible people. I'm scared for my husband the most. He's a proud man and is not accustomed to being disgraced. Those bastards, they shake every coin they can out of us. Every time they do, it's like a knife in the heart to them. They are terrible. Those guns they have, they're not afraid to use them either. For them, killing a man is easy. It's nothing to them. And I'm afraid that my husband will do something stupid one of these days and get himself killed. It scares me so much. The woman sadly shakes her head and wipes her tears when you're not looking. Doesn't seem like she's a liar. She really cares for her man and for the village itself. Yeah, don't fret. Alright, let's talk to the husband. You get out of bed, old man. I'd like to know your opinion on the local bandits. The man clenches his large fists. The whites of his eyes go bloodshot. He watches his whole body shakes with a wave of poorly concealed anger. God darn lawless jackals is what my opinion is. Instead of working like decent people, they rob our village and peaceful travelers. Oh, if we had the strength, we'd show them. We'd show them all. He slowly calms himself, but still shakes his fists. Even the mere existence of the bandits seems to challenge some of his personal beliefs. He looks sincere in his anger. A man such as this would rather die than cooperate with bandits. Okay, well, we know it's not him, or assume it's not him. But, been in here yet? I have not. Who are these people? Before you stands a stocky, powerful, aged man around 30. He has a plump face, an upturned nose, and an impudent look in his eye. He's wearing a workman's slacks and a tight t-shirt with the word rowing printed on the front in faded, sunburnt letters. He said he's rolling dice in his palm. Alright, I'm not going to talk to him, I'm just going to ask him about the bandits. I'd like to get your opinion on the local bandits. Do they have a representative in the village? The man's face stays the same, and he doesn't expose any emotions your words should have brought out. His banner stays the same, and his gaze is still pretty saucy. Thieves are thieves. What's there to say? They survive, that's it. He spits to the side and looks at you insolently, right in the eye. Do they suspect someone inside the village? Is there a spy around? Why are you interested anyway, comrade detective? But what if I want to join them? Yeah, look. What if the one who's working for the bandits just left the village quietly, making no trouble for you or anyone else? Out of sight, out of mind, as they say. And when you decide you're all done with the bullcrap, sleeping under rocks, stealing dog food and all that stuff, there'll be a position for you in our... their bandit camp. It's located not too far from here, in the abandoned factory. Why do you like that kind of career opportunity? Let's make this perfectly clear. You're the village snitch, right? Whoa, quiet down. Quiet down, man. Yes, that's me. Although I resent being called a snitch. I'm more of an infiltrator, you know? Got sent here by my group. Anyway, my proposition is still open if you're interested. I have a counter-proposal. You pay me, and I stay silent about what I just heard. Fine, you darn mugger. So much for honor among thieves. What choice do I have? Here. 50 rubles. I don't have any more. Thanks a bunch. Now you stay right here. I need to think your proposition over. Just think quick. I'm getting pretty nervous about Kovalev hunting me, so I won't stick around here long. If I see you leave the village, don't expect to find me here when you come back. I'll meet you at the abandoned factory. Sure, just don't leave yet. Alright, let's go turn them in. I got my money. I do want to talk to that other guy that's in that building, but let's turn him in first. There are some... I found your snitch. It's Grishka, the young guy hanging out around the village. Kovalev slaps his forehead with regret. He looks angry, but also strangely shy, like he just did something stupid. Of course, it was so obvious. The man drifts all around, never works for the benefit of the village, and speaks with characteristic street jargon words. Oh, I'm really growing blind in my old age. While just a few years ago, I would have spotted him right up from the start. You're getting old, Comrade Kovalev. The head's fierce eyes grow narrow to slits, but after a moment he sighs and slumps his shoulders. Yes, you're right. I'm too old and so very tired. Maybe it's time for you to step down his head. Maybe so. I'll think about it only after I've settled this whole bandit situation. One should never leave his business unfinished. Good, so what do we do about it? Comrade Kovalev strokes his chin thoughtfully. He's probably thinking about his next step. You calmly await for his reply. Finally, the head claps his hands, showing that he's reached some sort of decision. We must dispose of Grishka the Snitch. This much is clear to me. But how? I don't want to spread panic through the village and make the people nervous. He must be disposed of quietly, so nobody notices. Well, I would be glad to help with the disappearing. Interesting. I would not ask why, but that is good to hear. What exactly do you propose? Attacking him in broad daylight? No, no, and no. That will never work. I don't want to rouse panic in the village. The snitch must be dealt with quietly. It must appear as if he just left. Behind the fence, there's this abandoned building. How about you lure him out there and silently, you know, do the deed. Cleanly. A rotten thing to do, especially by my standards. But sometimes one must do rotten things, if it means saving our little community from total obliteration. I don't know how you lure him there, but I grant you total freedom to do so. After the execution is carried out, return back to me. I would like to speak to you more about our future cooperation. It will be done. I will lure the snitch into that abandoned house, and, well, you know, gotta go. So what is the abandoned building past the fence? Let's talk to this other guy while we're in here. I started that generator. I wonder if I can get paid for that. Probably not. Before you stands a 50-year-old man. His rigid posture and prideful expression contrast slightly with his shifty eyes. Seems like he's been a small-time government official before the war. Comrade, might you be here to fix our water tower? I might be the one who already fixed it. Can you hear the motor from here? Oh, really, comrade? I can't believe it. Is it true that someone in this world, warped by war and anger, had the strength and morality to lend a hand to a struggling community? Yeah, it's a pleasure. Now, how about my payment? Oh, comrade, I thought you wouldn't be one of those blatant con men that demand some sort of compensation for simply helping out the proletariat. Well, that can't be helped. What are you asking as compensation? All I can offer you is a sum of money. It's not a lot, but it's not a little either. Take it or leave it. There's many fools in the world you can still con. Here, 50 rubles. So this is how you treat the working class around here. Now I get why your tech guy left. It's because of extortionists like you that capitalism is rearing its ugly head again. Here, 25 rubles more. That's all I have left. 75 rubles for that. Alright, let's lure this guy out. Listen, you don't have anything against going to that abandoned building over there, right? The snitch looks at you suspiciously and eyes his surroundings. To gain his trust, you need to trick him somehow. Alright, I need to strength or speechcraft thing. Listen, pal, two of my buddies are looking for a place to stay, just like I am. They're squatting in that abandoned house over there. We should probably pay them a visit. The man calms down a bit and nods. So your buddies are in that abandoned building over there. I know where it is. Yep, but they're not the trusting sort. If you go there alone, they'll hide. What am I supposed to do? I'll join you and call them out. I'm gonna follow him because I have no idea which building they're talking about. Oh, let me make sure I got a knife equipped at least. I guess I could beat him down with a shovel. Is there an abandoned building over here? Oh, there is. This one, okay. I forgot about that building. I was thinking I was gonna have to do it beside the guy that told us about the stash earlier. Which, by the way, is there anything else in this rock? No. The man looks around sheepishly and cowers from any noise he overhears. Uh-oh, what's going on? Yeah, sorry man, it's nothing personal. You butthole, you lured me here to kill me? But we'll see who kills who. Hold on. Oh, he got me for 1 HP. Woohoo, 6. Oh, my knife broke. Sucker. I got some dice. And a thief passport. This is the Ace of Spades card. Under the picture of someone with a crude stamp with only one word. Crook. So I guess that I can get into the bandits' hideout with that? Oh no. Well, let's go talk to Kovalev again. Kovalev. So I wonder if we get to control, or if we become that village head after this. Because you suppose you get your own stronghold and you can like build it up and upgrade it and stuff. It's done. Yeah, I just remembered you never paid me. Comrade Kovalev slaps his forehead. I forgot. Please don't think I did it on purpose. You did a good job, you know. Learned the whole truth and did not conceal it, although you probably had reasons to do so. Here, for your prowess, a good reward. 250 rubles. I am an honest man and I pay for honest work. I can't have it any other way. Nobody should forget the truth, even if you lose as a result. Even if you lose your health over it. Even if you gain new, powerful enemies. Yes, that is true. How did that old song go? We the people go hand in hand with the truth. Here, have a little extra money. You earned it, and thank you again. Can you tell me about Katya Rodchenko? Kovalev seems to warm up, but his gaze quickly turns suspicious. The strict old man takes a step back and squints his eyes at you. Why are you so interested? Your voice did change when you spoke about her. Comrade Kovalev shivers as he hears your words. Then he pouts and begins talking in an academic manner. I was a good friend of her parents. Back before the war, back before she was born, she grew up with our village. And she's very close to it. Same kind heart, same sad look. She is like a daughter to me. Last reminder of her mother and father, my friends. Yeah, but that's not the whole story, is it, Comrade Kovalev? Don't worry, you can tell me. Pour your heart out, I demand. I'm willing to bet that it's actually his daughter. That's quite a weight on my shoulders, you know. Quite the weight. The head rubs his gray temples. He says nothing. After a few long moments, he straightens. His face looks flushed. His lips are pressed tightly together. Katya, she is my daughter. I knew her parents for a long time. I served together with Vasia's father. I lost all contact with him after that. He just disappeared from the radar. But then suddenly he showed up in my town with his wife. He was transferred here for some engineering work. I already worked as a detective within the militia back then. Fought crime. We became friends. Very much so indeed. Soon after, Vasia was born. His dad even wanted me to become his godfather. It was a common practice for intelligentsia back then. Regretfully, I declined. He was always on the road because of his job. Went to Krasnodar and Novorossiysk, Stavropolsk, everywhere. His wife waited for him, but life can get very boring in such a small town. She's a very smart woman, from a good family. Because of her, I read Hemingway and Remarque and all the other great classics. Comrade Kovalev starts rubbing the bridge of his nose, fatigued. It seems that for a man so used to speaking with short, clear phrases, it's very difficult for him to speak at length about such a delicate topic. I fell in love with her. Never told anyone. Not friends. I couldn't even admit it to myself. But once, oh once, I visited her when her husband was away. We sat quietly for a time, and it became so lonely, so sad inside my very soul. I never had a family. My parents died in World War II, and I never had a wife. Only my job. I don't know. I just looked out the window, and there was that moon. I looked at that moon as if I was enchanted by it. That moon was like a window into another life, where everything was right. Understand me, please. The old man looks out the window, transfixed as though seeing not the dusty wall of a nearby shack, but that same enchanting moon. When I turned to her, you know, she had that look in her eyes, a deep, piercing look, as if she understood me at that very moment. Understood everything about me and about herself. We were thinking in unison, it seemed. And after that, all happened on its own. And then Katya was born. I wanted to tell the truth about everything, but then the bombs fell, the epidemic started, and the time for talking had passed. Many people died those first days. Vanya's parents were among them. First he died, and 3 days later she followed. I see, but why didn't you tell Katya? Why would she need to know the truth? Let her think her parents died back then. This new information could hit her very hard. Maybe it will, and maybe it won't. Still, I would like to hope this story stays between us. Comrade Kovalev straightens his jacket. It seems that his usual mood is back, and there's no more moon outside the window. Alright, there's this thing, yes? Oh, never mind. Okay. It's done. Ted presses his lips together and nods. Without a word, he pulls out a fistful of rubles from inside his pocket and hands them to you, without looking you in the eye. Here, 350 rubles. That's for the job. I thought I'd ask Petya to do this. The lad at the north gate. He's got a lot of fight in him. I wanted him to look in the trader's eyes before he killed him, just to understand what it's like. Maybe it's for the best that you did it instead of him. 350? Maybe a few rubles more? That silently puts the money in your hand. You silently take it from him. This is all we've got. Even more to my regret, we cannot barter on this matter. At least not right now. So after the deed is done, how about taking it on a little more work? As you can see, we are honest people. We reward honest work. Quite the rarity in the wastes. I'll say this ahead of time. If you agree, I will pay you even better. I'd even be willing to haggle over your pay. You see, what I need done is a very special job. Alright, tell me the details. Fine. Look. The bandits had their spy in our village. I want to have my spy in their camp. And since you have shown yourself to be a very resourceful person, I would like to offer this job to you. Oh, it would actually be easier for you since you're new here. The bandits already know all of my boys, but you could easily gain their trust and infiltrate their gang. We need one of our men to walk into the lion's den. Can you be more specific? What is it that I have to do? Just work for them. Do what they ask you to do. Act like one of them. Just keep me informed of their plans. If I know what those bandits are planning, I might be able to come up with a plan of my own. Yeah, I agree. It sounds interesting. Great. Then we only need to figure out how to get you into the camp. Was there anything interesting on the body of the traitor? Just this card. I heard that the bandits are creating their own official documents. Always seemed like a terrible idea to me, but on the other hand, I still think like I did in the old life. Now the criminals have much less to fear than in the old days. Yes, that might be just what we need. You should try showing this card at the bandit camp's gate. I know for a fact that you may approach it without getting shot. Probably. There's a strong possibility that they will think you're one of their own. Alright, sounds shady, but I'll do it. Just remember, I expect to get paid handsomely. Of course. Don't even worry about that. I never went undercover, but I completely understand how hard it is. I'll pay you well, and the village will be forever grateful. Now let me mark their camp on your map. You give your map to the head, and after some consideration, he carefully draws a cross on the spot of the bandit camp should be. After reviewing your map one more time, he hands it back to you. There, done. This is where those bastards live. Also, you might need a gun for the job. I can help you with that. Go to the armorer. He will supply you. Good luck. Are you the armorer? Nope, he must be talking about the merchant across the street. Because he didn't sell guns earlier. Nope, I don't know where the armor is at. Let's sell some stuff. Because I have this shotgun. I still have shotgun shells. I don't really plan on gambling, so I'll sell you that. Actually, you know what? You never know when they might come in handy. I don't know what to do with this other stuff. Actually, no. Does he have anything I can heal with? Actually, you know what? I'm going to bring all this. I'm going to buy all that. So that I can not be hungry. And I should probably have a rope. Rope are invaluable in every... Actually, I'm going to go and buy both of them. In every RPG, if you have the option of buying a rope, you should buy a rope. How much money do I have? Where are my rubles at? Where is my... There they are. There we go. Now I won't go hungry. Oh, I sent for a weapon. You heard about that, right? I heard. I got something fun for you. It'll take a man's head clean off his shoulders. Turret ducks behind his counter and after a few moments reemerges with a pistol. Yeah, do I have any ammunition for it though? Rusty Nagant pistol. It takes 30 caliber ammo, which I don't have any of. Why would I? I'll take it. It's only 21 rubles, not a big deal. I can sell on some other stuff, like this. I probably won't need that. Where are my rubles at? I keep losing track of my rubles, darn it. So there's a way to organize it so the rubles will be at the top. There they are. Alright, so I have a little bit of ammunition. Maybe I have to do this. There we go. Alright, well it's loaded at least. Let's put it away so I don't intimidate anybody. Alright, let's see if he's willing to heal me up. Alright, drink up. Thanks, Doc. Alright, back up to full health. Oh yeah, that's right, I never got my skill point, did I? Oh, I got entomologist. Oh, I got that from the fisherman. Alright, so I have a point here. 10 martial arts, 10 melee weapons. Armor of God, 20% resist to knockdown. Plus 10 first aid. 10% discount everywhere. 10 to survival, 10 to rifles and shotguns. 10 to pistols and SMGs, and 10 to burst firing weapons. Where does this take me? 3 skill points every level up? That's pretty good. Then what does this send me on? Plus 1 to dodge for every actions. For every spent action point. 10% to stun during close quarters combat. Okay. Well, I think I might go this way because this sounds like something I want early on. Alright, let's head out towards the bandits' camp. I guess we're in a good way. Let's see how long I've been recording. Alright, we're actually going to call the episode here. In the next episode, we'll head towards the bandits' camp and begin our undercover mission. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see y'all in the next episode.